The story begins with grandmother sharing a legend about a magical island that could create life with its heart. A mischievous demigod steals the heart to gain attention, but this causes the island to fall apart and unleash a destructive demon. In the battle that follows, the heart is lost, and the demigod is defeated. She ends the tale by saying, "The demon and its forces are still searching for the missing heart, and one day, someone will need to find it to restore balance to the world." After the story, little girl Moana wanders down to the beach and notices a baby turtle struggling to escape from birds. She steps in to protect it, carefully guiding the tiny creature to the safety of the ocean. As the waves recede, they reveal an array of seashells that catch her attention. While she collects them, a wave playfully rises and interacts with her, bringing a mysterious green stone toward her. She picks it up, but her father calls her away before she can figure out what it is. In her rush to go with him, she drops the stone, leaving it behind as she returns to the village. As Moana grows older, she begins learning from her father about what it means to lead their people. He teaches her how to care for the village, resolve disputes, and ensure the well-being of their community. At the same time, her grandmother nurtures her spiritual side, sharing stories of their ancestors and encouraging her to stay connected to the world around her, especially the ocean. Moana finds herself torn. She respects her father's teachings and wants to fulfill her responsibilities, but her heart feels drawn to the sea, where she feels most free. As a teenager, her father takes her to a sacred mountain where a tall pile of stones stands. He explains that each stone represents a chief who has come before, and tells her that one day she will add her stone to the pile, continuing their legacy. His words remind her of the path laid out for her, even as she feels the ocean calling. Afterwards, Moana begins helping around the village, taking on more of the responsibilities expected of a future chief. However, trouble arises when the fish supply begins to lessen. Concerned for her people, she suggests that they should fish beyond the reef, where the waters might be more plentiful. Her father, however, reacts angrily, refusing to consider the idea. He insists that they stay close to the island, fearing the dangers that lurk in the open ocean. Later, Moana's mother, Sina, speaks with her privately. She explains that her father's reluctance is due to a traumatic experience in his past. He once ventured beyond the reef and was caught in a violent storm. The disaster claimed the lives of several sailors, leaving him deeply scarred and determined to protect his people, especially his daughter, from such risks. Despite her father's fears, her mother encourages Moana to follow what she feels in her heart, reminding her that her instincts and dreams are just as important as her father's concerns. She decides to try sailing beyond the reef again, this time with her pet pig, Pua. But a huge wave flips her canoe, and she barely makes it back to shore. After this, she feels discouraged and starts to give up on her dream of sailing beyond the reef. However, her grandmother takes her aside and shows her a secret path that leads to a hidden cave. Inside, there are old canoes, boats, and a waterfall. She tells her to play a drum, and when she does, images of their ancestors appear on the sail of a boat. Moana learns that her people were once great voyagers, but they stopped sailing when evil forces made the ocean too dangerous. They go to a dry, lifeless part of the island and gives her the green stone Moana had found as a child. She tells her that it's the heart of Te Fiti, and that she must return it to bring balance back to the world. During this, the ocean starts to play with Moana again, just like it did when she was little. She also points to the sky, showing Moana a constellation that marks where Maui the demigod can be found. Feeling inspired, Moana goes to her father and the village elders. She tells them that she plans to sail beyond the reef to return the heart of Te Fiti and save their people from hunger. Her father becomes furious and angrily throws the green stone into the bushes, but she quickly retrieves it. However, when Moana goes to see her grandmother, she finds her sick and lying in bed. She tells Moana once again that she must take the heart to Te Fiti and hands her a special necklace to place the stone in. Her final words are that she will always be with Moana, no matter what. Moana's mother helps her pack for the journey. She goes to the secret cavern and takes a canoe. With the ocean's support, she sets sail and successfully navigates past the reef. In the open sea, she is guided by her grandmother's spirit, which appears as a rayfish, showing her the way forward. She sails for a while, but one night a storm hits and flips her boat. She washes up on a rocky island and wakes up there the next morning. She realizes the ocean brought her to the right place, where she meets Maui. At first, she's scared of him, but they start talking, and he sings a song about how amazing he is. He tricks Moana by leading her to his cave and locking her inside while he takes her canoe and sails away. Moana manages to escape and swims after him. The ocean helps her by lifting her onto the boat. He gets frustrated and throws her overboard several times, but the ocean keeps putting her back on the boat. She demands that Maui help her return the heart of Te Fiti. While they argue about the green stone and its importance, a ship full of tiny, nasty pirates attacks them. During the battle, the green stone falls out of its necklace, and Moana's pet chicken swallows it. They are almost killed, but in the confusion of the fight, two pirate ships crash into each other. This allows them to escape on the canoe, narrowly avoiding a cloud of blow darts. Once they are safe, Moana convinces Maui to help her by telling him that he can become the powerful demigod he once was. He agrees, but first they need to retrieve his magical hook. He asks him for sailing lessons, but he refuses. The ocean shoots a leftover dart at Maui, paralyzing him. Reluctantly, he agrees to teach her how to sail. They sail to a tall spire in the middle of the ocean, where he tells her that it leads to the realm of the monsters. He explains that he believes one of the monsters there has his magical hook. They reach the lair of Tamatoa, a giant creature who loves shiny things. He uses her as bait while he shapeshifts to find his hook, but Maui hasn't shapeshifted in a long time and has trouble controlling it. The monster figures out what he is doing, captures Moana, and chases him. Quickly, Moana grabs some shiny algae and tells it that it's the heart of Te Fiti. The creature gets distracted by the fake heart, allowing them to escape. They are thrown out of the lair by a geyser, while Monster stays focused on the shiny algae. Back on the surface, Maui tells her that even with his magical hook, he doesn't believe he is strong enough to face Te Kan. He shares the story of how he became a demigod, despite being born human. She encourages him, reminding him of his strength, and he begins practicing shapeshifting again. As Maui practices, he also teaches Moana more about sailing. With his guidance, they finally reach Te Fiti. As they approach the island, a huge creature rises up to confront them. Maui transforms into a hawk and attempts to carry the heart to its destination, but the creature proves too strong and knocks him into the water. He returns to the boat, but the creature attacks again. Maui blocks the strike, but the impact sends them flying far away. When they finally land in a remote area, he notices his hook is severely damaged. Filled with anger, he transforms into a hawk and flies off, leaving Moana alone. She feels sad and discouraged after Maui leaves, and she considers dropping the green stone into the water so someone else can take on the task. But then, Grandma's spirit returns to comfort her, telling her that if she wants to go home, she will come with her. Moana realizes that her village is in danger and she can't give up. Just then, the spirits of her ancestors appear, reminding her of her purpose. She dives into the ocean to retrieve the green stone, determined to finish what she started. She sneaks around islands, but Te Kan becomes furious. The goddess creates a massive wave that knocks over Moana's canoe and sends a fiery blast toward her. Just in time, Maui appears and blocks the blast. While he fights her, Moana continues toward Te Fiti. When she arrives, she finds that the island is no longer visible. Looking back, she notices a spiral symbol on its chest that matches the green stone. Moana realizes that the goddess has transformed into Te Kan. She raises the green stone, and it begins to glow. This catches Demon's attention, and Moana asks the ocean to clear the path so she can reach the goddess. As it charges toward her, Moana stays calm and sings a song to soothe the goddess. When it gets closer, she begins to relax. Moana then places the heart of Te Fiti into Te Kan, transforming the goddess into a lush, green being. The island is restored to its beautiful state. Afterwards, Maui apologizes for stealing the heart, and the goddess rewards him with a new hook and Moana with a new canoe. Finally, after 1,000 years of struggle, Te Fiti rests peacefully. Later, Moana offers him the chance to teach her people how to sail, but he tells her that she already knows everything she needs to teach them, and decides to leave. She returns to her island, now lush with greenery and full of food. The ocean gives her a pink seashell, which she places on top of the mountain where the tribal leaders' stones are kept. In the end, Moana sails with her people, leading them on the ocean. Grandma's spirit and Maui appear by her side, guiding her as she takes her place as a true leader of her people.